welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how I got to the point in my life where I'm trying to figure out the Kebi way. What is the Kebi diet? And so this video hopefully won't be too long and hopefully won't be too rambly, but I'm just going to kind of explain from when I was younger how I got to this point. So when I was little, I don't know if I was a chunky kid. I feel like I was, but that could just be my memories. And I've mentioned this in my intro video, but I am blind, so I'm not able to look at pictures and see. But the neighbor kids used to tell me that I was too fat to get on my own trampoline. And that, when you're a little kid, when you're like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, that really sticks with you. And so I kind of just always believed that I was just like kind of the fat kid. And then I remember being like 12 years old and with my oldest sister, and we were talking about like losing weight, and I had said I wanted to lose weight, and we were talking, and I think she told me something like it was like a cup of cereal and a half a cup of milk, and it might have been like Cheerios or something, was this many calories. And I was like, okay. So I think I weighed out the cereal and the milk like once, and I was like, no, not doing this. This is kind of ridiculous. So calorie counting never really worked for me. Just in my mind, for some reason, it does not make any sense. So I've never been a huge calorie counter. And so like throughout my teen years, I just kind of felt like I was just big. And like I just felt like I wasn't good enough, and like my body wasn't good enough. Like I have a sister who's a lot taller than me and a lot skinnier, and so I always felt like people were always complimenting that she was beautiful because she was skinny. That's probably not the reason, but like in my mind that was like, because she's skinnier, like she's more beautiful, and like people are friends with her because she's skinnier. Like kind of unrealistic, but that's where my brain was at. So I was it was like 20 or 21, and I discovered intermittent fasting. I had heard about it from someone on YouTube, and I was like, interesting, like how can you go without eating? And then I tried it, and I was like, this is kind of hard, but I did it for a summer, and I was like, okay, I'll just have my window. It was like, my eating window, I want to say, was from like 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. or something, just like that whole summer. And I did lose weight, but I would eat like pizza and, you know, just whatever else. And then I stopped doing it, and then the next year, I remember that was 2019. So then the next year it was 2020, and we all know what happened in 2020. So it was probably March, April-ish, I decided, well, not doing anything else, so why not try intermittent fasting again? So I did. And I listened to Jen Stevens' book, Delay, Don't Deny. And I would do like 20-hour fasts and then 4-hour eating windows. And I did that for a whole summer. I even moved and still did intermittent fasting. And I did a couple of 36-hour fasts, and I did lose some weight. And then I moved again. Yeah, I moved like twice in like 4 months. Don't do that. It's not fun. I mean, do that if you want to, but it's not fun. Anyway, and the second time I moved, I stopped intermittent fasting. I'm not really sure why. It would have saved me money. in the long, and anyway, so I stopped, and then I gained a lot of weight. I gained approximately 40 pounds in less than a year. But I didn't have a scale, and so I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I guess I just didn't realize I was gaining weight. Like, I mean, my clothes fit, and I don't remember them feeling tight or anything. But yeah, I gained a lot of weight. And I went to my brother's house, and they had a scale, and so I weighed myself. And my sister-in-law read the number, and I was like, what did you say? Like, what? And I was like, maybe their scale's broken. And then I went to my sister's house, and I weighed myself on her scale, and it was the same thing. So I was like, okay, what do? I was like, I'm 23 years old. I'm 315 pounds. This is not okay. So, that summer I was working as a nanny, so I decided to go see a functional medicine doctor, and he put me on the paleo diet. I started at the beginning of August of 2021, and by November of 2021, I had dropped 35 pounds. Roughly. 35 to 40 pounds. And then I fell off the paleo diet wagon. I think I didn't have a why, and I didn't really have any accountability. Like, none of my family was doing it with me. And so I just kind of stopped. And about a year went by, and I kept wanting to do it, but I was like, I am on a really low income. How am I going to pay for this? Like, kind of thing. Like, and I decided in January of 2023 that I was going to try it again. But I did include some brown rice. So it's mostly paleo. I limited dairy, and I would do brown rice, which I know isn't technically paleo. One of my favorite meals to make was like taco bowls, because they were super easy. I would just put brown rice with beef, and then like avocado and olives, and it was so good. And I dropped about 20-ish pounds. I did, after I stopped doing paleo the first time, I did gain about 10 pounds. And then I stopped doing paleo again, or whatever you want to call it, because technically not paleo, but close enough. And I gained some of the weight back. I think I did gain some of the weight back, yeah. But not, like, maybe like 5 or 10 pounds. And so several months go by, and I was talking to my dad, and we were just talking about health coaches and stuff, and he told me a couple of channels that he watches that do health coaching, and I looked into it, and this was in September of 2023. And I don't think I was ready to like commit, and so I just watched YouTube videos, and then in January of 2024 I was like, oh, I should try this, like just eating healthier, like, and I didn't really have any accountability, so it didn't go very well. When I'd grocery shop, I would try and buy like frozen bags of frozen vegetables, but I just didn't really eat them very much. Like, and then I fell into the trap of, well, it's just easier to order food. So I would order food a lot. And in April, I was just at a point where I was just like, I need to lose weight. My legs hurt, like I can hardly go up the stairs. I live in a building with 4 flights of stairs, so kind of important to do, go up the stairs. I was training for a triathlon. I just was like really having a hard time. And so I actually looked into Weight Watchers, but that just didn't feel right in my mind to do like points and things like that. And so I decided that I was gonna get a health coach because I couldn't do this on my own. And I needed someone to help me make some goals. And so I signed up for Lily Kane's health coaching. If you don't know who she is, she's another YouTuber who does like I think it's sort of an animal-based diet. I'll link her channel in the description. She's super fun, super like just really great videos. I feel like she's super easy to understand, and she just, she's open to like not just only eat meat, like only eat animal products. Like she's open to people eating fruit and stuff. So we started out with a goal of 2 pounds of meat and then whatever fruits and vegetables I wanted each day. And I really did have a hard time with that. Like there were times where I definitely did not eat the 2 pounds of meat. And then when I met with her again, we lowered that to 1.5 pounds of meat, which is still kind of challenging, especially if I don't meal plan. And so since April, I have lost about 15 pounds roughly. And I decided a few weeks ago that I really just wanted to try carnivore because I was like, well, I could find out what things are like bothering me, what things trigger anxiety, what things cause my knees to hurt more. Sometimes my elbows hurt. So, what kind of thing, what causes that? What causes my skin to be just really dry? And so I decided that I would do 90 days of carnivore, which is not going that great. I'm really hard on myself mentally, because I'm documenting this on YouTube, so like I need to be perfect, but that's not the case. And so I am coming up with reasons why I am doing this, and I will make a video about that. But my goal is to be able to have those written down and then each morning say them when I'm getting ready for work, have them written down and I can't see myself in the mirror, but look in the mirror. I think there's something psychological about that. Maybe I just made that up, but I feel like there should be. I don't know if there's any studies, but in my mind, there's just something about looking in the mirror, even when you can't see yourself, and saying something like to yourself. So I'm coming up with different reasons why I want to do this and I want to live this way. And I'm hoping that will help me keep accountable. And then I also want to come up with self-affirmations so that like I can remember that like even that I'm good enough, and that my body doesn't what my body doesn't look like, or oh my gosh, apparently I can't talk. What my body looks like doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. I know that there's a healthier version of me out there, and that like not out there, that I can become a healthier version of me and still be the same person that I am and still live a life full of joy. And I know that with changing the way that I eat to a whole food diet, a meat heavy whole food diet, I will have a better, I'm hoping that I'll just be healthier and happier and have more energy and just be able to to be the person that I know I'm supposed to be, and to be able to, you know, look back when I'm 85 and say, I'm so glad I did this, because then, you know, I know that if I kept doing the standard American diet, that by the time I'm 85, if I made it there to that age, like, I don't know if I would be able to move. Like, right now, like, it's hard for me to get off the floor. Like, I can do it, but it's kind of hard. Like, it's not my favorite thing. And I can't kneel very well either. Like, it's a lot of pressure on my knees to kneel. And so, like, there are just some things that I'm really hoping that this will help with. And like climbing up the stairs, I was telling my sister that I can hardly, like, I feel like I can climb, like, I climbed like 3 flights of stairs, and I feel like by the time I get to the second flight, I'm like, I just feel like it's harder for me to breathe and stuff. And so I'm just hoping that, like, having less weight, there'll be less pressure, and then also like just more mobility. So yeah, I'm gonna make a video of why I'm doing this, and then also like maybe some additional goals that I want to do, like fitness kind of things. So yeah, this is how I got to this point, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And remember that no matter what you look like, no matter your body size, you are beautiful and you are loved. And I thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!